Hello and welcome to my channel. On this channel, I do videos about keto, travel, and positive thinking. So if you are interested in any of those topics, be sure to subscribe. Today I'm on my way to Costco and I'm going to show you what I buy and how I turn it into keto meals for 2 adults for 1 week. Okay, a little disclaimer before we start. I'm located in Canada, so if I quote any prices, they're in Canadian dollars. And the other thing is, this is typically what I'd buy for 2 weeks of eating. I'm only gonna show you 1 week of meal prep, but what I do is 1 week I go to Costco and I buy all my meats, cheeses, nuts, things like that. And then the next week I will go to a local farmer's market or a local store and buy the vegetables, just because I find that the veggies can't last for 2 weeks. Let's start with the meat. I have a 3-pack of steak, and I usually try to buy the fattiest steaks I can, like rib steaks. This time I have strip steaks. My husband and I, what we do is we will share a steak. So this will be 6 servings of meat. And then next I have chicken breast. If you're buying chicken though, I would really recommend that you buy the skin-on chicken or chicken thighs. I only bought the chicken breast because I'm doing a chicken and cream sauce recipe, and I just feel the chicken breast is better for that recipe. And the final item is the pork shoulder, and I think this is a great deal. You get 2 roasts for $16.50, and each roast will be 4 servings for us. So 8 servings of protein, that's a pretty great deal. And let's throw this in the fridge and move on. All right, now for dairy. I will buy 3 containers of heavy whipping cream, and we use this in our coffee, also for a few recipes. I have a 3-pack of Philadelphia cream cheese, which I use to do a lemon square dessert, keto friendly, of course. Container of sour cream, which is great for a few recipes and also for doing a dip. Of course, butter, and 2 bricks of cheese. I have a Balderson cheddar and a soft cheese, which I use in salads. And to the veggies, we do lots of salads and lots of green smoothies. So I will buy 2 bags of spinach, and this is pesticide-free spinach. I also buy a bag of mixed greens. And then in the salads, I will put peppers, and I also use these with the dip. In the smoothies, I use cucumbers and also on the salad. And then for our supper meals, I have some broccoli to go with our chicken and broccoli recipe, and some asparagus, which I think goes really well with steak. Then a bag of avocado. These guys are pretty firm, so they'll probably be for next week. And a bag of limes. These I like to put on the avocado, and I also like to put it in my water. Then for the miscellaneous items, I guess we could call them, a bag of coffee. We do coffee in the morning with MCT oil, coconut oil, and heavy cream. It's really good. Jar of olives. This will have a supper. Also a container of macadamia nuts, which are great for dessert, is what we use them for. And of course, the coconut oil. This I think is a great deal. This is $20 for this whole container at Costco. And like I said, we use it for coffee and also for cooking. All right, and that's my grocery haul. Before we get into the food prep, I want to talk about what a day of eating looks like for us. When we first started keto, we were doing 3 meals a day. And after a few months in, we found that we just weren't hungry, so we moved to 2 meals a day. In the morning when we get up, we do a coffee that has fats in it, and then we'll have our first meal around 10 o'clock, which is usually a smoothie or a salad, and then at 5 or 6 o'clock we do our suppers. If you are looking for a breakfast option, I would recommend when you do your Costco grocery haul, you add in some eggs, some bacon, maybe some low-carb sausage, and a few extra avocados. That's really a great breakfast meal. With that Costco haul, I would be preparing lunch either a salad or a green smoothie. If I make a salad, then I'm going to use an olive oil dressing with a splash of balsamic. And if I make a green smoothie, then I'm going to add a tablespoon of MCT in it for fat. So let's get to preparing those. To show you is how we cook our meat. Now we find this to be a huge time savings for us. We use a sous vide cooker. Now if you're not familiar with sous vide, what it is a heater element that goes into a water bath, and it heats your water bath to the ideal temperature for your meat. So what we do is we vacuum seal all of our meat, and it goes into the water bath, and then it's done perfectly every time. You don't have to worry about having overdone meat. Now, if you don't have a sous vide cooker, no worries. You can do all these recipes in your oven or a slow cooker. This week, I will be doing 2 meals of our chicken and cream sauce on broccoli. Now, I will be cooking the chicken using a sous vide method, but you can also cook it in your oven. And what I do for this recipe is I saute 2 cloves of garlic and 2 tablespoons of onion. I don't use too much of these because they are high in carbs. I saute them in 4 tablespoons of butter. And then I add in 1 cup of heavy whipping cream, 1 cup of sour cream, and 1 tablespoon of each of my spices. I have marjoram, basil, thyme, and oregano, plus 1 teaspoon of salt. And that's it. So I just heat that up, whisk it, add in my cooked chicken, and then I pour that over broccoli. The broccoli, I just steam it in my microwave. I add broccoli in a bowl and put a plate on top, and then I do 2 minutes on high. Turns out perfectly every time. And so if you want to see the extended version of that recipe, it's on my channel, and I'll leave a link in the description. Let's talk about what we're going to do with the steak that we got from Costco. I'm going to be making a coffee sous vide steak. And what you need for that is 3 tablespoons ground coffee, 1 tablespoon salt, 1 teaspoon chili, 1 teaspoon smoked paprika, and ½ teaspoon of garlic powder. And then you rub that on the steak and vacuum pack the steak and put it into your sous vide cooker. Now, if you're not doing the steak in a sous vide method, you can do this rubbed, and then you can do a pan fry or on your barbecue. For those pork shoulders, what we're gonna do is we're going to make a pulled pork taco. And this is just one of my favorite meals. So what I do is I take the pork shoulder, I add salt, pepper, and bay leaf and vacuum pack it. And then I put it into our sous vide cooker for 48 hours. Now, if you don't have one, no worries. Another way that you can do this recipe is you can put your pork shoulder into a slow cooker, and I put it on low for 8 hours. I add salt, pepper, bay leaf, and a little bit of apple cider vinegar, and it turns out perfectly. So if you want to see the full version of this recipe, please check that out on my channel. And now for dessert. As I mentioned before, we really enjoy these macadamia nuts from Costco. We'll have a few of these after supper, but if I want to make a dessert, I will make a lemon bar. And what you need for this is 2 bricks of Philadelphia cream cheese, a lemon, or you can use the limes. I would recommend you use 2 limes, 1 packet of gelatin, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 1/4 cup of sweetener. I'm going to use xylitol, but you could also use erythritol. And to put together this recipe, it's very simple. It takes about 10 minutes. So I bring 1 cup of water to a boil, and then I add in 1 packet of gelatin, boil it for about 2 more minutes, put in the juice of 1 lemon or 2 limes, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 cup of the xylitol, bring that all to a boil, and then I add in the 2 bricks of cream cheese and whisk that until smooth and pour it into a square pan. So it's very quick. I refrigerate it for about 4 hours or overnight. And yes, that's the dessert. If you want to see the extended version of this recipe, I have it on my channel, and I'll leave a link in the description. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you're interested in seeing more of my keto journey, be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching. See ya.